it's my complete pleasure to introduce Amir Ahmad Nasr, who's a co-founder of Mind Valley Arabic. He's also a digital marketing consultant and strategic advisor to many thought leaders, CEOs, and entrepreneurs, and he has a huge passion about teaching visionaries how to achieve a bigger impact in their lives and in their business as well, and that includes their online revenues, which in the future is going to be a big source of income for every single business if they know what they're doing. And today, Amir is going to share with us how to break down your business into 6 key leverage points for faster and easier growth, so you don't waste your time with trial and error. I can't wait to find out what he's on about, so I'm sure you're feeling exactly the same way. I've got my pen and my paper ready, and so without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Amir Ahmad Nasr.
So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about the power of growth hacking. Now, if you're an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur and you want to grow your business systematically, okay, you want to grow your income by up to 96%, which is double. That's basically doubling your income. If you're an entrepreneur, an aspiring entrepreneur, and you want to take your company to that level someday, soon, eventually, or you're a business executive in a large corporation and an organization and you lead a team and there's some KPIs that you need to hit, then what I have to share with you will help you do that. Okay, so we call it growth hacking. Why do we call it growth hacking? Because most businesses and companies that try to grow, they do a lot of trial and error. They have to figure out different strategies to grow and scale their companies and grow their revenue. But the real way to do it is to do it systematically. So before we get into that, let me just get a little bit into the backstory. So that's my picture there on the right side. That's me over there in black and white. And the other pictures that you see is that of Mind Valley headquarters. Now, Mind Valley was started back around 10 years ago by my business partner, who is Vishen Lakiani, and you see him there in the middle picture presenting. And it was not an easy journey. It was a very challenging, thing to build. There were many mistakes that happened along the way. And what caused the company to really grow and become successful over the last few years, it came down to 2 things. And these 2 things helped us win World's Most Democratic Workplaces Award 6 years in a row. We're internationally recognized for having an amazing work culture, world's coolest offices. And in the last 1 year alone, we doubled our profits in 1 year. And Mind Valley Arabic is a result of that growth, because now Mind Valley is expanding to different regions. So what caused the shift? What caused the shift and made Mind Valley go from a company that was struggling and we had a lot of internal politics and negativity to a company that's really thriving and that could manage to double its profits in 1 year? Well, it came down to a number of things, and I'm going to share them with you right now. First is the simple rule that you always have to keep remembering. If you're not measuring, you're not growing. It's that simple. And it's really surprising to me when I meet a lot of startup founders and CEOs of SMEs and small companies. They do measure things, of course, but the measuring is not meticulous. So you have to measure. You have to be very meticulous. If you're not measuring, you're not growing. Secondly, without a system, you'll be applying random effort, meaning today you're going to learn about SEO and then maybe you want to apply it in your business. Next day you're going to learn about Google advertising or maybe some Facebook advertising trick that you read about, and you're going to want to apply it. So you end up applying different things that you hear about, that you learn about in a conference, and you don't really have a system. How do you know which is the tactic to apply, which is more important? You need to know these things. Right? And in order to apply them in the right way, you need a system. Without a system, you're going to be all over the place, wasting your time with random effort. So that's the thing that we learned. You need a system. Thirdly, if you are miserable, you can change it. Okay? Because let's be honest here. If you're an entrepreneur, an aspiring entrepreneur or business leader, and you want to grow your business, or you're struggling to grow your business, and if you're miserable, what's the point? What's the point? If you're doing all of this hard work, it's at the end of the day for you to be happy, for you to have fulfillment. And so being miserable is actually very disruptive for business, and it's part of your mindset, and you can change it. You don't have to be miserable. And the amazing thing about it is once you shift that, you can become very productive, something we'll get to in a minute. So if we have to really simplify it, Mind Valley shifted and went from a struggling company into an amazing international success, mainly for two things. First is systematic, measurable marketing, and the second thing is mindset or culture. So if you're an individual, mindset. If you're a company and you have a team, it's work culture. All right? It came down to these two things. Without them, Mind Valley, I think, would still be struggling, would still be having a lot of problems. But because of these two things, we had an amazing shift. Now, how do you take these two principles, these two learnings, and apply them in your business right now and in your personal life even as well? Let's start with systematic, measurable marketing. This is applicable for any business, not just online businesses or e-commerce businesses, but any businesses. The principles are applicable. And when you apply it the correct way, it's going to help you to double your income in less than a year, more or less. Okay, so let's talk about the basic selling process. What's the basic selling process? Well, it really comes down to this. It's really simple, right? First, you need people, or on the internet, you need traffic, okay? And when you attract people or you attract traffic, you need to build trust. And then once there is trust, you offer value and there is a sale. It's as simple as that. This is really it. You take traffic, you create trust with the traffic, and then you create sales, right? That's the basic business transaction everywhere you go. Now, if we have to make this more sophisticated and really put it down into a system, then we can talk about something called chain reaction marketing. Chain reaction marketing is a system that we developed inside Mind Valley that systematically can help you double your revenue. Okay, it can help you double your income. And it consists of 6 leverage points. Any business, e-commerce business specifically, has this 6 leverage points. And if you can figure them out and pinpoint them, you can grow your business systematically, okay, with measurable marketing and measurable results. So the first step is you need to get traffic, correct? Now, after you get traffic, you need to capture leads, right? For this summit, if you're listening to it right now, you heard about it somewhere, you came to the main page and you registered, right? So first you get traffic and then you capture leads. After that, you nurture a relationship with the leads. Then next, you close sales after you've built the relationship. You cannot just take traffic and close sales immediately. Many people try to do that and they fail, and that's why their business struggle. So you have to be systematic. Get traffic, capture leads, nurture a relationship, close sales. After you've closed the sales, you need to increase your customer lifetime value, right? And finally, you have to be more productive. Eventually you get more productive and you can do the process in a more efficient manner. So this is chain reaction marketing. It consists of 6 steps, and if you look at your business, whether it's an online business or even just a basic business, bricks and mortar type of business, this is the 6-step process. Now, how do you apply it, right? How do you take the 6-step process and grow your business by 96%, which is what we talked about in the beginning? That is doubling your revenue, doubling your income. It comes down to small, tiny optimizations. Okay, so what does that mean? What is optimization? Well, optimization is like going more miles by making some tweaks to the engine of a car while using the same amount of fuel. That means if you want to take an existing car and you want to be able to travel a longer distance, you don't need to go in there and spend so much money and put extra fuel, because now you're increasing the costs. Instead, if you can just open the engine and make some small tiny tweaks, and now the car can go longer for a longer journey and more miles on the same amount of fuel, that is optimization. And that is essentially what you want to do in your business so that you don't increase costs, right? So how do you do optimization? How do you optimize the performance of these 6 different leverage points that we talked about just now in the chain reaction marketing process? How do you do that? Well, let's talk about very simple examples that you can apply for these 6 steps. And here is how it works. In order for you to reach up to 96% growth, let me give you a simple example. Let's say you have 1,000 visitors coming to your website, and your website is converting at 1%, okay? 1% sales conversion. That means for every 1,000 visitors, 10 customers are going to buy, okay? 1,000 people come to your website, 10 of them are going to buy, and they become customers. So that is 1% conversion rate. Now, if you can optimize your advertising just by 12%, maybe you can rewrite the ad, you can change the copy in the ad, you can let it say something different. Now it's a 12% optimization, which is a small optimization, it's a small number. Now you're getting 1,120 visitors, still at 1% conversion rate. Instead of 10 customers, now you have 11.2 customers, right? So that is a direct increase in income simply with optimization tactics for the advertising. Maybe this is a little too advanced. Maybe it's not easy to understand right now. I'm going too fast. That's okay. Don't worry. We'll get to the explanation even more later on. I'll tell you what to do. So you have now more visitors coming from traffic. Now how about you increase the amount of sales? So let's say you optimized your conversion rate by 12% for sales. Now that means you're converting and getting 12.5 customers out of 1,120 visitors, again, while keeping the costs the same. So with this kind of optimization, you can increase your profitability quite fast with small boosts. So this is the chain reaction marketing essentially. You optimize the traffic by 12%, you get it 12% more, capture leads by 12% more, and so on. Let me give you very quick examples of how to do this for each step. When you get traffic, how do you get traffic? You advertise on Google AdWords, on Facebook advertising, on SEO. Many people, when they write their advertising, there is no clear call to action. They tell you, oh, beautiful products, come and check them out. It's too vague. You need to have a very specific call to action. Click here now and register for free for the Middle East Summit. That is a very clear call to action. But it doesn't have benefit. So you need to add a benefit statement that's clear in your advertising. Now when you do these optimizations in your text, are you spending more money on the advertising? No, you're spending the same amount of money on the advertising, but you're changing the copy, you're changing the text. That is considered an optimization. So now you can get traffic 12% more. For capturing leads, many people make this mistake. They send traffic from Facebook and from Google advertising to a home page, and there is no sign-up box. There is no clear call to action. So you need to capture leads. Don't just bring people to the website and expect them to buy. You need to capture leads and be systematic. So what do? You ask them to sign up, to put the first name and to put the email address, and then you can give them maybe something for free. So don't send advertising just like that randomly to the home page. Send it to a landing page and a registration page where you give them something for free. This will help you capture leads at a higher rate, and that's an optimization. Okay, now you're becoming more efficient, again, without increasing the cost of the advertising. Now that you want to build a relationship with the leads, how do you do it? Video is really great because when you do video, people can see your face, they can see you talking. You're not hiding behind the website. They know who the person is. It creates trust, it creates a relationship. And if in your video you're telling a story and the story has a lot of emotional power, that is very good for nurturing a relationship. And people will be commenting and there will be higher engagement, and that is how you can see that, oh, the relationship engagement is increasing. That is one way of optimizing building a relationship on the internet. Secondly, when you want to close a sale, this is actually the fourth step. When you want to close a sale, if you want to optimize your sales and you want to get higher sales, many businesses have guarantee policies and they never highlight the guarantee policies. So if you have a guarantee policy, make sure it's very visible on your website or inside your shop or wherever. If you don't have a guarantee policy, come up with a guarantee policy because it removes the risk, and that is considered an optimization for the sales. So this is a very good tactic to increase sales conversions. Again, without increasing your cost, without hiring more people. You're just optimizing your existing business. Okay, so put a guarantee policy. Now when it comes to increasing customer lifetime value, when you buy a shirt, you can tell the person, hey, would you like to buy a tie? That is considered increasing customer lifetime value. You're giving them an upsell or a downsell. In McDonald's, when you go in the United States, I don't know how it's like right now in Dubai, and you order a basic set, they ask you, sir, would you like to supersize that? And then you say, yes, please supersize it for me. And then they supersize it, and it's now bigger, and then you pay more. That's considered an upsell in a way. So this is how you can increase your customer lifetime value. Let's go back again very quickly. Okay? 6 steps. Get traffic by 12% more. capture leads by 12% more, nurture relationships by 12% more, close sales, again, by 12% more, CLV, customer lifetime value. And when you do the 12% with another 12% for leads, with another 12% for relationship, and another 12% for sales, and another 12% with customer lifetime value, all these 12%, they become a compound optimization, just like compound interest in a bank. And so they all add up to a 96% boost, which is a double of income. It's a doubling of your profits. It's a doubling of your results. One of the last optimizations that I'd like to talk about isn't necessarily a marketing optimization. It has to do with productivity. How do you increase productivity? I'm going to keep this very short. Many entrepreneurs and business leaders work with stress, and they're very attached to their goals. If they don't reach their goals, they're miserable. If they don't achieve their goal, they're unhappy. And when you attach your happiness to the goal that you're trying to achieve, you become stressed out in the meantime. So one way to increase productivity is actually to be happy. A lot of research is showing that when you're happy, you automatically become much more productive. Do not be attached to your goals. Learn to be happy in the moment. Learn to be grateful for the moment. And when your happiness increases, your productivity increases. And if your productivity can increase by just 12%, well, that's another 12% optimization right there. To learn more, I know I talked a lot. I went through this very quickly. But to learn more and to have the summary of this as well, I'm summarizing it for you and giving you more details. Simply claim your gift. Now, to claim your gift, all you have to do is go to middleeastinternetsummit.com/Amir/AMIR. You're going to have a summary of what I just explained, and you're going to have recommendations to articles and strategies in much more detail, so you can continue to learn using the framework that I just gave you. And that's it from me. And back to you, Ernesto. Thank you very much.